Welcome back. Well, another day, another dollar. You know you raise your kids right when your son comes home from school. Goes and buys this thing today for a really, really good price. Check out this thing he just bought. Damien just picked up today. Look at that interior. This thing's gonna clean up. Look, this thing is not a bad ride at all. Look at the headliner. Dang, it has a nice headliner in it. The radio was probably a quarter of what he paid for it. This thing, door shut good. The motor, I done the brakes on this car a few years ago. A guy had got a settlement or whatever, and he bought this car for almost 3 times what we just gave him for it. Ended up, he put brand new tires on it. I put brand new brakes, master cylinder lines all the way around it. Then he took it to a guy local, had the motor rebuilt, 1641. Well, then it developed a bad oil leak on it. So I go over there, it's been sitting for about a year. I go over there, hit the key in it, fire it up, drive it home. He didn't think the battery was going to be charged on it. I hit the key in it, drive it home, and I realized it had a heck of an oil leak. Luckily, I only had to drive it 2 blocks. But there was a trail out here going up my driveway when I pulled in. But would you look how sweet that thing is? Get rid of them running boards. We'll put some normal running boards on it. I'll knock it out, do a little body work on this thing. Put a nice little paint job on her. Man, that thing's gonna be cool. Put some new window seals. We'll buy new window seals for it. Put some new window seals. These window seals ain't bad. But I'll put all new seals around that. Turn that back to chrome probably. Because that's used to be chrome on it. So we'll get that cleaned up. Let's got this thing. We'll lose this little piece of chrome here. We don't need it. We'll take it off. Wait till I paint this thing up. She's gonna be bad. Alright guys, well. Another day and another dollar. Looks like somebody's trying to go fast. Look, Vincen done bought him a nice K member. AJE. Got control arms, everything. So we're gonna go ahead and pull all the stock stuff off the front of this thing. Give it a nice little weight loss. Also, back here in the back, I've been working at it today. Bought me a new welder. Was tired of my old welder not being no good. Let me turn some light on. So I bought me a new Lincoln welder today. My other flux core welders that took a crap on me. I always weld flux core. Like I said, it ain't the best. But them welds don't look too bad. So we got some lower control arm brackets. I bought these nice little lower control brackets. I really actually like them. So the factory mount here, bolts to it. I went ahead and burn all this in right here. And burn it in around here. It has a spacer deal. Put a spacer through it on the factory one right there. Tighten it all down. I gotta tighten it up. But it's gonna move our control arm. The only other thing I gotta do, I gotta go through and come in here. And I gotta drill these control arms pieces. Which heck, I ought to just take those and put them in there, shouldn't I? Oh heck, it's too big. I gotta drill these out for these bigger bolts. For the bigger hardware, so. I'm gonna get that drilled out tonight, hopefully. Work on getting that drilled out. Getting this bracket's on. I just gotta have to put the other bracket on. Change the springs out. And like I said, just take these right here, drill them. So that's gonna get us some anti-squat and get this car well actually 60 foot track. So hopefully we go some PBs tomorrow with the weight reduction and all. Hi guys, I'm thinking about putting a little patch on here. I'm gonna see if I got some metal. I like to weld something over that. We don't discriminate around here. We work on rusty, crusty old Fords, especially when they got an LS motor. Like I said, we got this old heavy K member out. I gotta get it drug out from underneath the car now. That's the worst spot, is that one side over there. His old K member is pretty heavy, so gotta get that thing yanked out. And I can start swapping, hanging everything on it, change everything out, so get this thing together. All right guys, well I got the K member in. We're gonna stick this Carter key in while I'm sitting here. I'm gonna split my finger. Just get me a pair of pliers and do it. But yeah, it's a little hard. Yeah. So I ended up, I called it quits last night. I was gonna stay down here and finish this thing all the way up. But I ended up not, because I this thing had some dirty dingo engine mounts on it, and it was a pain in the butt to get the Allen head bolts that bolt to the block back out, because they had seeds, especially on this side. I had to drill it to get them loose. But okay, remember, it's looking good. Gotta put the bolt and steering shaft right here, put it back together, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Getting this thing straightened out, getting ready for tonight. Had to put a bolt and alternator I forgot to put in there. Got the slicks on the back of, got them aired up for Caden. I'm gonna go wash, clean how dirty it is, clean it up. Smack the ugly off of it. Say the wheels are dirty. We're gonna wash and clean it up on the way to the track. I like my old drag lights up on there. Them old things looking mean. So I wish we had some radios to put on it, but we don't. So we're gonna put it on the slick, see how it does. I got to adjust the TPS sensor. That thing's acting a little funny. I blocked off the IAC. It was making a lot of noise. I put a new fan on it too because my fan was squealing, and the IAC was making a lot of noise, so I blocked it back off. So I need to adjust my TPS sensor to get it to idle right. I'm gonna play with that in just a minute. Also, figure I can show y'all. Y'all go ahead and comment below on what y'all think that thing's gonna run. It made 358 horsepower is what it made on idle design. So what do you think? With Caden in it, it should be 3,100 pounds. With me in it, should be right around 3,200. What do y'all think that thing will run at 3,100 pounds, making 358 to the ground? Also got this thing sitting out here today. I'll show y'all the wheels. So waiting on, see it right there. I still got to adjust the rear end and get all that stuff set up like it's supposed to be. But the wheels, I got a spacer on it right now. I had to cut it to make that bracket not rub. So I've ordered TRZ lowers and the Heim joint stuff to change it over. So I got the rear end still. I just done all this right here, welded all that in. That boy can weld. Look at it. Look at them welds. It does a good job at it. So here we got all that squared up where it should be at. The end links, he cut that on his laser table right there. His plasma table, he cut them links, cut them upper links. So we got all this squared away. The other day, I still got to tighten the pinion up on it, wash the diff cover out, put the cover on it. And like I said, I'm gonna wait until we take it back over there. I'm gonna cut these brackets off, put the TRZ, move them in just a little bit so we got some more room here. So I'll chop a little bit off of this bar, put the TRZs on it like it's supposed to be, straight up and down. I think what I'll do, I'll cut these off. I'll put the TRZ where they're parallel, running in like they're supposed to be. We'll get those on there. They'll be here tomorrow. But look at them lips. They look pretty good. Still like my drag lights better. But that's just me because I'm trashy. Like I said, it don't look bad on them. It looks pretty good with the wheel turned on it like that. Ain't bad. But anyways, y'all go through and comment what you think the truck's gonna run tonight. I said it made 358. It's a 408 with 403 LS3 headed motor with, because standard bore, or 4.005 bore, so it makes it a 403, not a 408. But it has a 327 gear with a turbo 400 in it, unknown converter. So hopefully, transmission's got a little leak on the pump I'm gonna have to address, but right now I don't have time to do that. Like, hopefully we can get a couple passes before they spot it and kick us out. But like I said, ain't doing bad. Yeah, we got Vincen's car over here. Let me take y'all in here to Vincen's car. So, I done the K member, and I also talked him into going through it and doing these lower control arm brackets right here. So, he got these lower control arm brackets that moves the hole from here down. So I put stock link spring, GT springs in it. They're stock link, and then we moved it to that hole, so it should set it right down the tire, but it should give the car enough separation that the car start working instead of squatting like it would. So he's gonna take it to Shady's side tonight. We're gonna PB it, I promise you. We're gonna PB this thing. You know, we ain't running, you know, it made 375 on Nigel's dyno. LQ9. Some CNC ported heads from somebody we don't know. I bought them off Craigslist for $100 a long time ago. Custom cam for it, for a nitrous combo. So we're gonna see. This whole thing should be a screamer. It went 7.0s making 320 on Nigel's dyno. Made like 320, I think on the first pour, maybe even 330. And we picked up, like I said, 50 horsepower by getting the air fuel where it was supposed to be because it was super rich and getting the timing right on it. So it made 550-ish on the gas, maybe. If I remember right, 547, something I can't, it's going on top of my head, so I don't know. But it's got a turbo 400 with a freak show converter. But this motor right here, I about guarantee you this thing's probably going to go 680s on the motor tonight, making the power it's making. And then we're going to spray it. The personal best on the car has been like a 620. If I remember right, he went a 620 at one race. I know we went 630, but I think he went a 620 with it. So now we got the lower control arm brackets on the back of it. She's ready to party. She's ready to go. Plus, we got the tubular K member and all that stuff. Tubular K member. I flipped the caster and cambers over. That way the car will have a little bit more lift in the front, have a little bit more travel. So this thing might ride some wheelies tonight. Like I said, I'm waiting on him right now with his new back wheels. His truck broke down on him, so he's still on his way. It was overheating. So he found out his rear air was leaking. The heater core was leaking in his Suburban. So we're supposed to swap them tires over to some other rims. Might be just putting those tires on it, letting him run it tonight. But anyways, enough of me rambling. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll have a drag racing video dropping tonight. Appreciate it.